sparks flying, parts went everywhere. Oh, big sparks flying, parts went everywhere. Out of Austin, Denny's truck down track 523 with a 733.
Hey everyone, it's Michael Dalton from RLC Motorsports. We are here listening to loud golf carts drive by and generators running at UCC ODR 2023. It is jam-packed. It is going to be a wild weekend. From what I'm gathering, there's like 6 or 7 different events going on. We've got drag racing for ODSS. We've got drag racing for UCC. We've got burnout pits. We got sled pulling. We got dynos. We got anything and everything you can think of here. So from what I'm hearing in the pits right now, Pro Street, this is the biggest class we're potentially can have all year. We've got racers from all over the country right now that have come here to Indianapolis for this event. It's exciting. Hopefully we're going to get to line up next to some guys that I've never had the opportunity to line up next to. And we're going to see, you know, how this truck right here does behind me. As a lot of you saw that were at Rudy's event a couple months ago, we had transmission issues. We recognize the problem we have with the transmission issues. We've worked with Suncoast to get it figured out. And with a hope and a prayer, we got it figured out. And this truck's gonna do what this truck needs to do. As far as competition goes, I'm gonna always say this. I'm my biggest competition. It's always me against me. I can't worry about what the guy next to me is. Ziegler, he's fast. Tyler, Dirty Hooker, he's fast. Everybody in this class is running at the top of the game, period. My guys, they've been busting their butt. They're making sure the truck's ready to go. It's up to me. It's up to me to get down that track out there. It's up to me to make sure I got the right tune-up in it, and I've done my homework, and I'm prepared for the heat. This weekend, I think it's gonna be huge for all of us. We're looking at 92, 93 degree air temp. That means we're probably gonna be 140 degree track temp. With that being said, it's gonna be your tune-up. It's not gonna be set the world on fire record stuff right now.
Justin Ziegler out here for round 1 qualifying for pro classes at UCC 2023. Rockingham, we had a good showing. Didn't have converter lockup. Kind of figured that out after the first pass. Couldn't figure out why, so we just decided to run a no lockup all weekend. I went personal best, won a 4.90 at 153. We were number 1 qualifier and won the whole event in Pro Street. Now we found lockup, got all that figured out with Rossler, and confirmed it does have lockup. And if the track will hold it, same tune-up, just bringing lockup in, should make a 485. I mean, right now nobody in Pro Street's running 4s. We're the only one. We know Dirty Hooker can, so we got to be, that truck needs to go 4s every pass. If it doesn't go 4s, we're going to keep working on it because it has to go 4s every pass. Yeah, I mean, being, you know, number 1 in points right now is big to us. The whole goal is to win Pro Street for the year. That's why we didn't compete at UCC this year. Just wanted to concentrate on Pro Street racing, using the truck for what we built it to do. So hopefully we can keep it healthy and do that, you know, this weekend and the rest of the races for the year and finish number 1 on top. So,
hey guys, welcome to UCC 2023. My name is Austin Denny. We have our 2006 6-liter F250 here, and we're here to run Pro Street. So Rockingham, we're hauling ass. Got about 300 feet, and on the right side bank, it decided to torch 4 exhaust valves out of the head. Half the valve was gone. Somewhere in the atmosphere, I guess, of molten metal. But came back, put a new head on it, and she's ready to go again. I think we're ready for Q1. We're just going to set tire pressure. We just put ice in it to start pre-cooling the cooler a little bit, kind of get it ready so it's not as big of a shock. We'll fill it back up with ice, and we'll be ready to go here in a second. The goal this weekend is to go 140, so we got to get there.
The band storage tank kit there for 568, 928 miles an hour, doing slower, 581 with a 7. John's going to sit there a moment before letting it rip. Dancing around side to side, Charlie says 532, 935. In the tires again, a 137.2 to the 60-foot. Down Main Street goes 503, 154.67. How about that right there? .611 with a 900. We'll go through the 612, 8. Right side, 540 with the 532 at 136, and Austin overcooking the tires and everywhere.
We got these big goals this morning, right? We're all hyped up. We're like, at 1 o'clock, we're gonna go make Q1. At 5 o'clock, we went to make Q1. So it definitely changed a lot of things because we were monitoring track temp, air temp, obviously. Track temp for reference was 132 degrees. So we put a tune-up in anticipating a 530 pass because we were focused on A to B. It ran a 532. I can't say a bad word about it. Montana, he's over here checking out the trends. Like I said, between Rockingham and right now, we've been focused on that. He's been working hard to try to get us a trans that'll live. And you know what? As of the moment, it's alive. So next round, I don't know what time they're going to qualify us again. They're saying, I don't know, it's 7 o'clock already. So who knows what time we're actually going to qualify. And we're going to see what we can do if we go a little bit faster.
I think it's already started to cool down a bit though.
Yes.
Feeling it.
If we can get a cooler track, maybe a little better air temp, maybe we can throw a little more power to it and get A to B. So what's funny about it is we know what Pro Street runs, and what's really cool is right now we're sitting in the number 2 spot after Q1. Goes back to my thinking from earlier. I'm not worried about what the other guys are doing. I'm worried about us going A to B. That's my number 1 priority right now. Tomorrow, we're gonna be racing in the heat, back again. We got our tune-up ready to go.
For Justin Ziegler, Travis tried 541 for 135 miles an hour. Flying, parts went everywhere. Out of Austin, Denny's truck down track 523 with a 133 miles an hour. It's Chris Costin.
Single 564, 330 miles an hour. Aaron Reynolds takes off 562.5, 134.
Something I did, you know, trying to cool off.
Yeah.
It's a little hot.
It looked pretty good last night.
Yeah, not bad. It still spun really bad off the hit.
Yeah.
So we tried a couple more things this morning, see if we can get it out of the hole.
Time for slicks.
That's just the whole, I got to restart everything then.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get these to work. If not, we'll go back to the slicks.
Good luck, brother.
Thanks, sir.
Goes down through to a 640 with a 5 on the left side. For Travis Trent, 133 miles an hour, no help. 5.35 miles an hour. Logan Yelton, 683 flat. Other lane 520 with a 238.
We've been attempting to reach you about your transmissions extending warranty.
Is there a lifetime warranty somewhere?
Look at this kind of tech support y'all get though, huh?
Yeah.
So today is actual race day. Yesterday, if you kept up with what was going on, yesterday we ran Q1 during the heat of the day. We wanted to get as much data as we could. The tune-up we put in the truck, it went down the track A to B. It did exactly what we asked for. Last night we opted not to run Q2 because it wasn't going to give us data that we needed to go rounds today. So here's race day. We get up this morning, we had a team meeting. We knew that the transmission is our Achilles heel, right? We go in and we said, hey, let's put a little bit more spicy tune-up and see if it'll take that. And if it'll take that, we'll be set up for the afternoon run in the heat. We put it in, it got off the line great. It did everything it needed to. It 60'd right, check, check, check. Get out, hit second gear, throw too much power to it, it burns the band up in it. Not even upset about it, because we already knew going in what we were fighting.
Wow.
Right now, getting the trans out, we got the guys from Suncoast over here. We're all working together. We're gonna have it back, ready to go for eliminations. We've got a strategy in play. We know what we need to do. We know what we have to do. If you know me at all, you know I'm really hard-headed and I'm stubborn. And the 48 platform is the most common transmission in any Dodge Ram diesel drag truck. The 400, it's a great platform. It's a really expensive platform. This truck, we've been wearing out the 48. We've been pushing it to its absolute limits, trying to see what we can figure out to help you as the end user. Us and Suncoast have partnered for years on this, and we've broken every part there is, absolutely killed it. The easy answer is put a 400 in it. If I've heard that one time, I've heard it 1,000 times. But the reality is, yeah, we can put a 400 in it, but not everybody can afford to put a 400 in their truck. We want to know what you can actually push a 48 to. Because of my stubbornness, yeah, I do. I want to break 5.0 with it. Our goal has been to get it in 490s. We don't even run lockup in this. There's a lot of guys that are running 400s with lockup that still aren't even going this fast. We went across the scales at 45.30 yesterday. One of the heaviest trucks in Pro Street. The truck is a all steel truck. There's no fiberglass in it. It has roll-up windows. This relates to everyday guys, man. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to figure this out for the masses, not for just us. It's about the whole big picture.
My name's Logan Yelton. I'm from California, Kentucky, and I'm driving my 93 first gen 12 valve here behind me. So originally when I started building this truck, I started in 2013, and that was before the 590 class and all that kind of stuff existed. And I really fell in love with the Pro Street class. Back then the trucks, looked like trucks. They were mainly back half trucks. I just thought that it was the pinnacle of racing a four-wheel drive truck. So I started building the truck for that. Back then 12 valves ruled the world, so that's when I went with a Shy 12 valve power plant, and I got one of my Logan built 48 REs in it, and I'm just out here having fun. The Pro Street class has gone so fast and it's evolved so quickly over the last few years that pretty out of the competitive loop at this current time, but I just like this class because I can show up and try to push my truck and run as fast as I can, learn stuff, and go out here and have a good time. So Q1, I actually botched the burnout a little bit. I left before it was all the way up on boost in the burnout, and didn't really get the tires hot like I normally like to. And I had it a little spicy on the tune-up. The track is a lot better than what I was expecting it to be. TVC does a great job prepping. And it kind of upset the tire when I launched, and it drove it to the left, and I had to abort the run. So I backed it down a little bit for Q2 just to play it safe. Got a really nice burnout in for that one. and then you know, made a nice run, but it was a slow run. We took a little bit too much boost out of it. I have a 98 Precision Pro Mod turbo on here this year, and I'm learning where that thing likes to leave on boost at, and it doesn't like to leave below 20 pounds of boost, so I had to, you know, turn that up a little bit. And then for Q3, we just played with some shift point stuff to get that figured out. So basically repeated the same run, and then now I've actually turned the boost up a little bit, changed the shift point. So this truck was actually my truck that I drove to high school. It was my first diesel truck. I got it in 2011. My wife and I went to prom in this truck together. We actually took it to our wedding, so it's pretty cool that we have all these pictures with the truck and how it's evolved over the years. So this truck has sentimental value to me. It's one of those things that's never going to be for sale just for that reason. As far as, you know, the evolution goes, just started, you know, kind of one thing after another. You start off, oh, I'm just going to restore it, maybe, you know, run some 770 stuff, because the NHRDA was real big back then. Kind of started off with that goal, and then, you know, quickly once you play with some other diesel trucks that your friends have, you realize you want to go faster than that. Just snowballs out of control, and the next thing you know, you cut the back half of the frame off. And really, I learned how to do everything myself with this truck. This was my first real big project like this. I did almost all of the fab work myself. Pretty much everything on this truck I've done with my two hands and kind of learned through it. So this thing's like a rite of passage to me for the skill set that I have now, is I learned it through this truck. Personal best ET is a 595 so far. Did some early, some 60-foot testing that was really promising. It went 135 60-foot and 377 to 330. So that's on track for like a 570 pass, but I lifted and then went like 6.0 because I was just working on the front half of the run. As far as the time slip goes, 590s, but I know it had 570s in it at that current time. But since then, I've changed a couple things, and so now I'm trying to get back on track to get back to that. The best place to see it is on my YouTube channel. It's just Logan Built, and I go in depth and I explain everything I'm doing. I show all the goods, the bads, the ugly, the, you know, in-depth behind the scenes to try to help get new people into the sport and make it a little bit easier for them, because I know how discouraging this stuff can get when you know, you have some failures or you're struggling with some chassis stuff, and all you need is just a little bit of help and pick me up, and it really, you know, rekindles your fire to be back in the industry. So I like to put that kind of stuff out there to be helpful for guys.
So last night we saw two things: an epic pass and some epic fire. Run us through what happened last night.
So, started the truck up because we got stopped at the staging lanes. And I started up as I was going through the water box again, and I was like, man, sounds a little funny. Well, we ain't gonna stop at this point. So we went ahead and made the pass, and right as I left the line, I realized it was quickly not okay, because out of these nice wastegate stacks, there was like 3 foot of flames coming out. But it was pulling really hard, so there's no point in lifting, it's already hurt. So then at about 200 feet or so, it started shooting Roman candles out. And then on this third time it did that, it shut the truck off, and I coasted to a 523 at 133. And then I quickly shut down, and I thought it was on fire. And luckily nothing was on fire, it was just scalding hot. So it burnt the number 2 valve out, and the bottom end's fine.
Now, was that a personal best for you?
That was the 6-liter record. Again, I broke my own record, so yeah.
I was going to say
that. It was a
you...
little bittersweet. We made sure to roll it across the scale still, even though it was broke. It has been a 5-week thrash getting the Pro Mod ready and working on this. I'm finally waving my white flag. I'm going to enjoy the weekend and drink some beer and go to the drawing board. At this point right now, in 5 passes, we've burnt 2 valves out. So there's no point to keep putting the same parts on it until we figure something else out, because we're just going to keep breaking it. We'll get back together, and it just shows the potential, if it stays on all 8 for 660 feet, how fast this thing can really be. It's still at 4,700 pounds. This is Pro Street. Pro Street, I was described today from Steve that you're playing the knife game where you try to stab your hand like through your fingers all the time. Sometimes you hit your finger.
That's it.
It happens. It's the name of the game. It's heads up racing. Go for it.
There's only 2 converter bolts in it. The rest of them, the holes are stripped. So it pulled the threads out on that 490 pass. We're gonna take the beams, break them, back it up, hook it back up, fly back, and try to swap converters in between routes. It's gonna be tight.
It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, making me work for this damn wrong, you guys.
Track they go. Wyatt Stengel gets his first win in ODSX competition on a and he blows up. I think the turbocharger takes out the hood. Safely coasting. He'll be okay, but a 566, 138 miles an hour.
516.1. Again, that number 1516.1. 1516 on the horsepower number.
Little toasty.
A little bit.
I like the wood grain on the dash.
Thank you. Yeah, a little factory touch, you know.
Little nice touch on there.
B run 654, 408.3. From Philip, and he lifts at half track, coast to a 541.1. And go on through. There it is.
What is that?
Hey man, look, see the way my transmission set up? I got a backup for the backup. It's in the backup right there. So now that's the backup for the backup on the backup. All right, don't worry about it. She don't go.
I threw the power out, and it dumped its guts on me.
They wasn't happy.
That's the main transmission. The backup's in it, but now the main transmission's becoming the backup with the backup amp.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's why they bring you out here.
So we've got Montana, the precision expert transmission builder from Suncoast. Oh, one hit wonder over here.
Well,
no, I said that was going to be 2 trip treating. By God, it went 2 trips. Okay.
It did.
It went 2 trips.
It did. It did do 2 trips.
So now is this? Do you guys? Are you going to be able to go back to Suncoast and be like, how do we build a stronger band, or how do we?
It's not a case of that. It's just a case of, I think we're finding the power limits and his setup and weight and everything with the torque flight. So he's got homework to really see if he's going to a turbo 400 or if he's going to let me build him a 48 the way that I want to build it.
Oh, you all heard it here. So if I stick with your 48, what are you saying? What are you saying right here?
If you stick with my 48, we're going back to lockup. We're going to a true 1.0 final drive in the transmission. You can put whatever big Bubba tire on there you want to. We'll make it live.
That's him Larry Hoover's on there.
That's Big Meats Larry Hoover back there.
That's what we got there.
That is the big meat Larry Hoover.
Yeah, so y'all heard it right here from Montana, the myth, the man, the legend. He says if I let him build the 48, he's gonna be the best tranny I ever had.
You made some changes to the truck, and that netted you an E1 win, huh?
Yeah, we kind of threw. What's the analogy they say? We threw hell to the wind or whatever.
Caution to the wind.
Yeah, that one. Caution to the wind. We went out on our qualifier 3 run on the radials. Truck did not work. Straight did a bunny hop off the line. So we said we're gonna throw the slicks on it. I've got somewhat of a bar set up for the 4-link that I know will at least leave, kind of. Put that in there, got the truck down the track, ran a new PB, which was awesome. We did a 138 60 foot, and it did a 550 at 130 miles an hour. And now we're about to go even faster because we're gonna put some Hot Shots FR3 in there and pick up about 15 horsepower. So we're gonna see what the truck will do. Hopefully we can make it past E2 here. We got Logan Yelton up next, and looking forward to that race. I know that truck makes some power, so it's just gonna come down to which one of us can get it down the track faster. So looking forward to it, man. See what it'll do.
Brother. Keep going rounds.
Appreciate you. All that thing take? All of it? 3 gallons. Thirsty.
We're all going to hell.
All the light roads go.
I don't know that I'm gonna need one now, but we'll see.
You ready to make a rip?
We're gonna try.
Been thrashing?
Been thrashing. Took 2 converters and made 1. We'll give her hell.
There you go. Good luck, brother.
pulled all the threads out of the converter for the converter bolts. We had a buyer for the first round, being number one qualifier. So I asked if I could just tear my truck down now and fix it, and he said no, it has to take the beams under its own power and break the beams. So I got 2 bolts to grab some sort of threads, and it had 2 bolts. They pushed me all the way up there, hit the button, it flung all the feet off the converter. They were just bouncing around, getting ate up. Took the beams, pushed through, and shut it down. And then we thrashed, and the boys did a hell of a job getting the trans out of it, getting me the converter, and we took 2 converters, made one usable one, and threw it back in and made next round. And I feel good. I mean, we're fighting some stupid stuff, like the converter bolts keep coming loose no matter what I do, and you can't put any more red Loctite on them. Keep tightening them and hope for the best. So we need to make one more pass, get a race a truck that looks almost identical to mine. So a little white truck on white truck crime, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Well, good luck in the final, brother.
Thanks, man.
Another race, another Pro Street victory.
We got it done.
So what happened in the final there?
So we raced that other white Cummins truck. We knew he was fast. We knew I had to get him on the tree, and I was quick on it. Got him on the tree and drove out of his life.
That's it. And went 499, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, tires stuck hard in the middle. I tried to drive in the wall, and it was a ride.
It didn't take you no time to go from broken, you know, you were fives, low fives, and then bam, right back into 499 territory.
Yeah, it needs to go 4s every time it comes off the trailer. It's really no point in racing Pro Street.
So what are you looking forward to coming up next with Beach Bend in Kentucky?
I've never been there, so I always look forward to somewhere I've never raced. I'll get on there and try our best. Make some changes and get this converter bolt situation figured out and go from there.
That's what I was just going to ask. What are you planning on doing when you get back?
So Tony from Hammer Tech's actually stopping over to grab some parts to make out of carbon fiber for us. We're going to try some different stuff with converter bolts. Gonna send the other converter back and get it fixed, and never stops.
Never ends. Well, congratulations. Let me see that trophy. Held that bad boy up.
2 events, 2 number 1 qualifiers, 2 wins. So
gonna carry it over to 3 for 3?
We're gonna try.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.